disorganize Ghana or cause a war in Ghana. In November, this is what is going to happen. The idea behind this is to put some fear in votarians. But the priority of this is they will tell the Togolese government that it is not safe anymore to open that border to anybody coming in and going out because there are missionaries at that particular spot. They have sent the national security. I'm talking to the Western Togoland people. You guys have to be on guard. In November, they're going to come mess you people up. All right, let's keep going. I said today I'm dropping chat. I know the reason why I don't normally drop a lot of things like this. I know. I'm dropping chat. I'm dropping red meat, and I'll push it with facts so that you sit back. Because where we are going now, we are heading towards doom. It's flat. We can't change it. And to me say, unless Jesus comes from heaven to come and marry an Awolanga girl, before things can change. Because on paper, the Supreme Court will judge the case in favor of the EC. Solid. The president was on phone with the Chief Justice 37 minutes Tuesday evening, 9:23 p.m. I know the reason why I'm giving time. I'll tell the kind of signal that happened. Now, what is going to happen right now is there's a reason behind this new register. Today, I'm going to tell you something you've never heard before. You know what? NPP did not win the election by 1 million votes. Never. I say NPP, my own party, we did not win the election by 1 million votes. The election, the difference in that vote was 240,000. Yes, 240,000. And you see, if the Jubilee House is watching the show tonight, they've started looking around because they worked with a lot of people. And tonight, the show is dedicated to the president, to Gabi Asaro-Chiridako. Yes. And these are the two people I'm dedicating to tonight's show. Because I want them to understand that what is coming is bigger. I'm going to open the eyes of Ghanaians, serve them the truth for them to make their own decisions. And I keep telling Ghanaians that if you allow this EC to go ahead with this registration in your communities, in your constituencies, you are signing your death warrant. Yes. The NPP, the vote they are talking about is 240,000. Yes, there's nothing like 1 million votes. This one, it will come with facts. It will come with recordings. You see, there's one thing I want to tell. Now, there's one thing people have to understand. Those Azoka boys and those Delta boys, they have recruited into the national security. They are about 2,100. I know why I'm giving numbers. Almost 2,100 boys, thugs, have been recruited in the national security. And they are going to use these boys come November. 2,100 people. All right. Now, I want to tell you people something. All right. I hope everybody got what I said. It is very important because in the weeks to come, there are some audios coming out and videos coming out of what is happening behind the scenes. But what we have to take note of, most important things are, the president ordered the Chief Justice not to conclude the case today. He told the Chief Justice to drag the case a little bit so that people will not think that he was appointed to do the job of the president. This is behind the scenes. The call was on Tuesday night, 9:23 p.m. It lasted for 37 minutes. McMahon will be meeting Dr. Siribo in the Eastern region this weekend. They are not going in their official cars. I want them to know that I'm watching them tight, closely. I want them to understand that. They'll be sending boys to Togoland, Western Togoland, to mess the place up in November. And then when they do that, they'll put fear in the votarians. And secondly, they'll force the Togolese government to shut down the barrier because there's too much chaos there. And that before the elections, the border at Togo will be shut down. The EC, the UK High Commissioner, is very furious. They have told this government, this president, that they should go ahead and use the voter ID because what they are seeing does not make sense and that they see war at the end of the day. But this president doesn't care. You have to understand that all this registration issue coming up, the president will make a total of $7 million. $7 million. EC, Jane Mensah, Cerebral, Bossman, and the rest, they will make $5.5 million. People will argue, but I'll prove them wrong. People will argue, but I'll prove them wrong. Have I ever promised you guys something and never delivered? Never. I'll prove them wrong. But I decided to throw all this out for the Jubilee House to understand that we are way ahead of them. That is what I want them to understand, that we are way ahead of them. Now, there's one thing the political parties have to do, and this is going to the political parties. And let me tell you, people, if you political parties in Ghana, especially the NDC, thinks that organizing